What's going on? We back. Motor City Sports Talk in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. And according to 97 won a ticket, ESPN. I don't really follow ESPN articles that much because they make you pay for a lot of different stuff for whatever reason, man. These insider articles that, I could just sit down, wait and see what's going to happen. But, they got ESPN, one of the writers I've never heard from before, trying to trade Matthew Stafford to the Oakland Raiders, and I'm going to just give my opinion on that. Kind of that would be John Gruden's MO is veteran quarterbacks. John Gruden has never been able to develop young quarterbacks. Never tried. Rich Gannon, he reinvented him. Brad Johnson. He's never liked young quarterbacks at all. You know what I'm saying? But, read this scenario. And then they got a second scenario I think a lot of people like more. But one thing I don't get about the scenario that I'm going to talk about, is what they're going to do with Derek Carr. But it says ESPN and Bill Barnwell had a unique look at the 2019 draft, which listed a trade for every team and actually had the Oakland Raiders trading for Matthew Stafford. The Raiders would trade the 4th overall pick in a draft to Detroit for Matthew Stafford and the Lions' second round pick this year, 43rd. So the Lions would then have the 8th and 4th pick in the upcoming draft. According to Barnwell and ESPN.com, making this trade will give the Lions 2 of the top eight picks, which should be enough to draft a quarterback and add one stud defender. Moving from 8 to 4 could give them a shot at either Josh Allen, Nick Bosa, Quentin Williams. It also could push them ahead of the Bucks if they want to grab linebacker Devin White, whom ESPN Mel Kiper has going number 5 to Tampa Bay in the most recent mock draft. Detroit would incur a staggering $35.5 million in dead money on its 2019 cap, but given that Stafford cap hit is already a league high, $29.5 million is not an enormous difference. And and he got another trade scenario I'll talk about in a minute. My whole thing is what happens to Derek Carr. Because Derek Carr is a top 5, top 6 paid quarterback. So do you carry 2 top 5, top 6 quarterbacks on your cap? So I want to know what they do with Derek Carr. What happens to Derek Carr? Because in this scenario, he ain't coming back here. You know what I'm saying? That would be a downgrade. Derek Carr had one good season. You know what I'm saying? And he's scared to get hit now. You know what I'm saying? Like from what I'm hearing, a lot of Oakland Raider fans, he's scared to get hit. He might be a little gunshot. So that's the first question I got. What happens to Derek Carr? Maybe they move him. Who would be looking for Derek Carr? Shit. I mean, man, that's a good question because they picked up the option on Jameis Winston and Bruce Arians, so he wouldn't be going to Tampa Bay. New York Giants, possibly. Would they want to go from Eli to Derek Carr? I don't know. Arizona, they might be taking Kyle Murray. I'm just trying to go through the scenarios. Not really sure where he can land. Maybe Denver. Joe Flacco probably not getting that much money, so maybe I can see Denver. And a lot of these dudes got young quarterbacks. Maybe Tennessee, they don't believe in Marcus Mariota. Maybe New England behind Tom Brady, but they ain't paying nobody that type of money. So that's my question. How do you get Derek Carr off? Where do you send Derek Carr to? Do you just release him and take the cap hit? I really don't know. So they didn't really specify in this article what happens. But what quarterback do you really believe in? I know they had Will Greer there. You really believe in Will Greer? And do you trade up in another draft pick to try to get Kyle Murray? Do you believe in Dwayne Haskins? You got to remember, Dwayne Haskins was only a 1-year starter at the University of Ohio State. He's only 1-year starter. So do you expect Dwayne Haskins to come in and light the world on fire here? And then you don't have a backup behind him? So if he go out there and shit the bed and he just go out there and just have a rookie season where he throws 20 touchdowns, 13 touchdowns, 20-something picks, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Do you have the Lions been evaluating quarterbacks? And they said they wouldn't hesitate to take one if they felt the right one was there. But, this just seems like some sketchy shit right here. I don't know, what happens, what quarterback they like. Do they wait and try to get real Greer, trade back and get multiple picks? And then why am I trading my second round pick? No, it's the 4th pick for Matthew Stafford or nothing. I'm not trading you shit else. At best, I'll give you a 5th or a 4th round pick. You know, but this just sounds like a stupid trade scenario to me because I need to know what happened with Derek Carr because I don't want him here. I'd rather keep Stafford, but like I said before, but if they did get 2 top 8 picks, 4 and 8, who would it be? I'm not with Nick Bosa. Fuck him. That dude, man, I'm straight on him, man. But, you know, because I've been to whipped his ass. I seen him in the streets of Detroit. I ain't going to lie. And most people know what I'm talking about. If you don't, go look it up. It should be one of the first things that pull up his name. I ain't with that MAGA shit. You know, I ain't with that, if you catch my drift. But, you know, who would they look at? Quinn Williams, whatever his name is, Josh Allen. You know, I heard that the Jets will want to kind of trade down too. But do you really put Josh Allen on that type of pedestal? Do we rank him that high? I really don't know. But if this hypothetical was there, obviously it has to be a quarterback. They haven't moved Josh Rosen yet. And maybe the Lions should trade another mid-round pick. I heard people trying to give a first round for Josh Rosen. I don't see that in him, but, you know, maybe they get Josh Rosen to back up Dwayne Haskins to back up Josh Rosen. Maybe they like Drew Lock, you know, out of Missouri. Maybe they like Will Greer. Maybe like another quarterback, but I just don't see this happen. I don't see a quarterback that's going to come in instantly and make that type of impact. But then again, I didn't think Baker Mayfield was going to try to make the impact he did in Cleveland. So that's up to Bob Quinn. But this is just hypothetical. I don't see it happening. Also, people talking about trading up, get Devin White. Now, I'm straight. I don't even rate Devin White a top 5 pick, but he's climbing up the boards. Like the kid a lot, but I'm not trading up to get him. You know, I stay at 8, and if he fall, he fall. I feel like I can get the same value of Mac Wilson in the 2nd round or Devin Bush later in the 1st round if I want to move back. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff going to be popping off about the draft coming up. But he does have another route. He said Barnwell took another route for the Lions. So he did one. That was for the race for the Lions. The Lions in the 8th, and they traded the 8th pick to the Tennessee Titans for the 19th pick and as well as the 51st and 21st pick. So that would probably be a 2nd round pick and maybe a 4th round pick or a 3rd round pick. So yeah, so I'm not surprised. Bob Quinn is active in trading. They were active in New England, and I actually like the Tennessee thing a little bit better. You know, move down and get multiple picks. You know, maybe offensive linemen they continue to move back. Maybe Devin Bush falls. Maybe Rashawn Gary falls. Maybe Noah Fant falls, and they're able to get Noah Fant. So then you pick up 2 additional picks, and he is money in the 3rd and 4th, 5th round. He better draft in them rounds as well. So I'm not mad if the Lions do move back to the 19th pick, but I feel that the spot they in, they got the ability to get an elite defender. You know what I'm saying? May it be, you know, a guy like Gary, and they could just, you know, coach him up. May it be a guy like Montez Sweat. For some reason, people, they don't like Montez Sweat. He the truth. I don't care what nobody say, but that heart problem, I haven't really heard is a major issue, though. Some boards he moved down, some boards he stayed where he at. But I think, man, you put him on that defensive line with that type of speed coming off the edge, that's nice. Then you can move back. A lot of people like the Murphy kid out of Washington. We talked about him yesterday. If you get an extra pick in the 2nd round, maybe a running back, maybe you can move up and get a guy that you want. But I really do like the kid from Penn State, the cornerback. Can't remember how to pronounce his name, but he was only a 1-year starter. But dude, I like him a lot. You get him late. Mac Wilson in the 2nd round. I mean, you get 2 2nd rounders in the 3rd or whatever the 21st equal out to, which I think is a 4th. Excuse me. I think it equals out to almost around. Yeah, it's a 4th round pick. So, you know, I like Mac Wilson. There's some guys I like in the set. I like Darrell Henderson. He might go in the 3rd or the 4th. I like some dudes down there with some value as well. So if you get 19 and you know, whatever lineman you want to get, or you get Noah Fant, whoever you're thinking about, Murphy or the kid out of Georgia, Baker, whatever you think about. And then 2nd round, you can get Mac Wilson. Then you can double back with an offensive lineman. You know, I'm with that. I like the Tennessee trade scenario better for us. That one's for us. Barnwell made that for us. The Stafford trade was, you know, his outlandish thing for the Oakland Raiders to do. So I'm going to link that article in the description so you can read it for yourself. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Hit the subscribe button, bell icon button. We're going to get back to the draft spotlights. Either after this, I'll do one, or later today. Pistons do play. We'll actually have a reaction to the game as well. So be on the lookout for that. Don't forget to check out our playlist. We got playlists for everything categorized. And don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or a video request. Continue to share the videos. The best way to help your boy out. One time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is. We gone.